Welcome to episode 3 of A Bassist Journey. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about odd times. Now last week I did my appreciation / tribute to Rick Laird, maybe best known as bassist of Mahavishnu Orchestra, and also did a little attempted bass play along of the Mahavishnu Orchestra track Vital Transformation. My excuse was that it didn't get recorded properly, but it wasn't probably good enough anyway. I've been working on it since then, not every day. I missed a day, but I did this last week post a complete take. And not perfect, but I've kind of figured out as best as I could the bridge, and again, it's not a perfect take, but I was feeling the music. I think it was pretty good. So today I'd like to talk, it got me thinking about odd times and odd times in some of my favorite music. Most music in modern Western music is in 4. Odd times are instead in like 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Those are some possibilities. 7 may be the most common, although maybe we could say 5. 5 might be the one that you know, Mission Impossible theme. That's in 5. Take 5 by Dave Brubeck is another really popular, famous song that's in 5. My favorite bands growing up: Rush, Yes, Genesis, King Crimson. Played a lot of music in odd times. Tom Sawyer, the keyboard solos in 7. Money by Pink Floyd. That's in 7. So there are some songs that are fairly well known that actually have some odd times in them, but I would say it's really rare in pop music, quote unquote. Thinking about Mahavishnu Orchestra, I think that's partly why I like them, because their music is in odd times too, and I was already used to the idea, but this was like really detailed, hard, right? Virtuosic music in odd times. So it got me kind of thinking, where did that come from? Why is it in that music? And one possibility I thought of is jazz, right? Take 5, Blue Rondo a la Turk, also by Dave Brubeck. These are jazz songs that are in odd times. John McLaughlin would certainly be aware of those as a jazz guitarist. Then I thought, well, what about other pop music of that time? And the earliest band that I can think of that did a lot of stuff in odd times is Soft Machine by the second album, when Hugh Hopper comes on, the bass player. Him and Mike Ratledge, I think, are writing pieces that with these riffs that are in odd times. They're really powerful, and they have a kind of a jazz approach. I don't know where it came from for them, but so that made me think, what about something even earlier? The earliest example I can think of in Western music is Holst's The Planets. And Mars is in 5/4, and that's written around 1914, I think. So, there's this, maybe even a tradition in British music of odd times being acceptable. Maybe not the norm, but acceptable. Another good example of an odd time tune that's kind of poppy, is Jethro Tull's Living in the Past. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's in 5 also. But then I realized, come on, how could I forget this? John McLaughlin, Mahavishnu Orchestra. Let's try Indian music. Indian music. Classical music, North Indian classical music, permeated with odd times. And I'm no expert on Indian music, but I have listened to it a fair amount and seen the influence on jazz, like John Coltrane, and then, in the 60s more with John McLaughlin, but also the Beatles, right? And just incredible music that's not necessarily easy to get into, but as you begin to understand stuff and how much it's permeated by Indian culture, which I've also had the opportunity to study, having studied Buddhism. It's just really interesting, really fascinating area to think about. I think that's where it came from. I was reading it. I didn't come up with this myself. Well, kind of. But, you know, I've listened to John McLaughlin a lot, and his solo album, My Goals Beyond, is like Indian-style improvisation with mainly Western instruments. Right? So I realized with Mahavishnu Orchestra, that's probably the main influence, but it was kind of fun to think about odd times beyond just prog rock, right? Even in prog rock, it's kind of interesting to think about. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'm enjoying this. I'm playing anyway, might as well record some of it, and then might as well think about it too, and put it kind of within my journey as a bassist. So thanks for watching.